Hello, hello. Greetings, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is such a wonderful opportunity to have you here today. A wonderful opportunity to hear from you as well. From wherever you are joining us from, welcome once again to this eye opening conversation where we'll be talking about how you can master your CV and ace your interviews. My name is Elio Koth. I'm a CX and operations analyst at BrighterMonday, and we are so thrilled to have all of you here today as part of our collaborative initiative with the Safaricom Hook initiative, which, as some of you might already know, Safaricom Hook is an initiative that was launched some time back in September 2023, which is a youth focused initiative that's aimed at empowering youth across three different pillars. And these are three pillars that directly influence the livelihoods of or basically all participants who are joining us today. So one of those initiatives or pillars within the initiative is careers. And then you have culture and tech. So Brighter Monday is involved or is selected to as a partner within the Career Hook initiative. And so what we've done or what we are doing in collaboration with the Safaricom Hook initiative is facilitating employment for 15 youth across 6 regions through partnerships with small and medium enterprises. So, providing the small and medium enterprises with quality talent, while at the same time, we're allowing um, job candidates and job seekers to access opportunities that will help them kickstart their careers and even have an impact on their livelihoods. So it's really a wonderful opportunity to just unpack all of that and see what we have from a Brighter Monday perspective. What are we bringing to the table? So you can basically expect that further along the conversations we're going to be having, the first thing we'll do is basically introduce our speakers. These are the people you'll hear from, the experts in several different aspects that affect how we approach job applications and how we can position ourselves. You'll also get an opportunity to learn some of the best CV writing tips and best practices from our professionals. And you'll also be talking about how you can present yourself and ace those interview opportunities. I know this is such a gray area for so many people, and people are basically wondering, how do I even get in? How do I present myself? And you've come to the right place because in a short moment, I'll be introducing a guest who's someone who's an expert from the Brighter Monday team who'll be walking us through all of that. That's not all. We've got such a lot, quite a lot to talk about. How you regarding employability skills that you can get and use to your advantage. We have something from Absa that I want you to know and learn about, and of course, something from Brighter Monday that can help you improve your skills if you do feel that there is certain areas that you fall short of, then you have an opportunity of learning how you can improve that and use it as your advantage. It's all about turning those weaknesses into advantages that will help us succeed in our livelihoods and in our careers. You'll also be opening up a Q&A session, and the goal of this really is to unpack all those or answer all those questions that you have and just basically hear from you as well. So we'll open up a feedback session and we'll have closing remarks by the end of the hour. So that is all about what we're going to be discussing today. I've already introduced you to the Safaricom Hook initiative. And if you're just joining us now, I've just mentioned that way back in September 2023, an initiative was launched by the Safaricom team, which is now popularly known as the Safaricom Hook initiative, an initiative that's aimed to empower youths across different fields, different disciplines. That's career, culture, and tech. And so that's where Brighter Monday comes in, who is going to be your facilitator for this session today. I'm really, really excited and looking at the agenda so that we do not spend a lot of time. Um, is that we are going to be talking about CV writing as one of the most essential places, one of the essential things that we need to consider when approaching a job application. You do obviously need something that helps you stand out. It's your reputation. And the way that you can think of a CV is that this is a sort of like think of a movie. All right. Before you watch a movie, you obviously take some time to look at the trailer. And in that trailer, you're looking for aspects like a summary of that movie and aspects of that movie that will really reel you in and get you to the cinemas or get you to sit down and watch this movie. And so that's what a CV is. If you think about it in the context of job applications, it's a reputation that goes before you. It's something that's worth considering. And so you're going to be hearing from a expert from Brighter Monday who's transformed the lives of so many candidates through this particular document. She has been able to help them get um, doors open, doors open to their dream opportunities just by the use of a fully optimized CV. You're going to be hearing from her name is Nicole Bala from the Brighter Monday team, who's going to be talking to you in much more detail about how you can optimize your CV today. So strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be an interesting conversation. Keep the questions coming, and let's get over to, or let's hear from Nicole on CV writing. Over to you, Nicole.
Thank you so much, Ellie, for that great introduction. My name is Nicole. As Ellie has stated, I am a professional CV writer. I've been writing CVs for the last 6 years, and I'll just give a quick tip on what CVs are, what you should do. And as you can see from our presentation, the first thing a CV should have, or what recruiters are looking for, is that a CV takes them 6 to 5 seconds to look at. So it's always important to have your CV as short as possible, concise, and with the right information. You should always be able to stand out, give informative information, and just align your job career with your CV. So it's always important to have that in mind and look at that perspective, present yourself well. The same case when you wake up in the morning and have your cup of tea and dress up to go to school or just an outing, the same way your CV should look like. So it's always well to have a lovely presentation on that fact. So probably we can move on to the next presentation, and I can tell you a little about of what CV includes. So what makes a good CV? A good CV, it's its format. It's a template that is easy to read, has the correct spelling. Grammar is very important when it comes to a CV. Consistent spacing. So it's there's a different take when it comes to essay writing and CV. CV is a bit different. It has its own format in the sense that it's not you're spacing it out at 1.5, it's just a single spacing, and that should be also you're ensuring that the reader is able to read your CV, able to understand what your CV has, the correct pronunciations of word, capitalizations, just make sure that the CV fits either one page or at least 2 pages of that fact. The context of that CV, what have you actually done, types of experiences you've had, skills you've acquired, results you've achieved. These are the things that make a good CV. The things that you highlight, your professional background, whether you have it or not, those are the things that you equipped yourself in showcasing yourself to the recruiter, telling them what you have with that for them, showcasing your scalability in the workforce and telling them that you're the right candidate or the right person for a particular position, or you're ambitious and having that position and you know that you can do the job well. The next stop is probably the next template would be what it is when you're looking at a CV. Uh, what makes what to include on a CV. So these are well structures of a resume or a CV. It's 2 words, and here's a couple of things that should come in when it comes to a CV. It's your name, professional title, and contact details. Some of us have, when it comes to contact details, especially, you will see that a person has written their personal information, meaning their gender, the marital status, everything, including the two email addresses. So sometimes it's really good to keep your professional contact information very simple and exact. So I would say just include your telephone number and your email address. And in case of a telephone number, it shouldn't be three or four telephone numbers that you might have, because some of us have different telephone numbers. It's always easy to have probably one telephone number or one email address that you know the recruiter can be able to find you, contact you, and be able just to tell you if you're included in that, considering you for an interview. The second stop is a career objective. That It's just talking about who you are as a person, your ambitions, uh, what are you navigating, your skill set. Those are the things that you highlight on the CV. Another important is your employment history. You might not have some probably work experience yet, but it's always good to have that paragraph there. There are many experiences that probably I'll talk about moving forward on what to include on your employment history. The other stop is your educational background and experiences. What education have you had? Is it high school? Is it a diploma? Is it a degree? Are you currently studying? What courses are you taking? What courses are you passionate about? Those are the things that should be highlighted on your CV. Another skill is the key skills. So it can be either soft skills or hard skills. You can always find differentiations of the soft skills and hard skills on the internet. You can do a bit of background and understand what your skill set are. What skills do you navigate towards? What do you think that the recruiter would be interested in looking at in terms of your skills? Hobbies and interests. Those are the things that align with the jobs that you're currently taking up. It could be music, it could be watching movies, it could be an interest in writing. Those are some of the hobbies that are listed on the CV. Another top is the references, which is the last statement. References are very important when it comes to your CV. It could be people like your mentors, people you've worked with, people who've known you for a couple of years and know your professional ethics, maybe also know your work ethics. It can also be a colleague or someone probably you did an internship with, or maybe someone it could also be your lecturer if you're currently in school. So those are the things you list on your references, and always make sure that when it comes to references, these people are people you've already have contact with. You've told them that you want to add them on your CV, and you want to have the contact information as well to be updated. And always check up on your references. Make sure that they're really updated. It can be a sizable amount of two people or three people. Always make sure that you have two credible people as references, or three at most, that can talk about passionately about you and your work ethic, how you navigate yourself within the personal skill of the working environment, and how you'd be a good candidate for said job if they were called upon to talk of you. I think the next thing would be the career objective. This is one of the things that we talked about after the um, personal contact information. The career objectives are what come after the personal information that is listed on your CV. They're very important, especially if you have no work experience. A career objective falls under where it's a profile you should tailor to every job that you apply for. It's highlighting specific qualities that match your role, and an aim to keep your personal statement short and sweet. It's always good to have your professional statement a bit just as short as possible, probably 2 or 3 lines of who you are, what you can offer the company, and what your goals are. Those are very important, especially if you're coming into the work environment. Recruiters want to understand if you're the best possible person for this particular job, and want to see how you can navigate the work environment with them, and if they could consider you for this job that they've listed on their platforms. An example would be something similar that you can write if you've just recently graduated, or probably are still in school. You could say an example is, I'm a proficient communications art graduate seeking for an entry level position, writing with focus in PR, corporate communications, where I can use my skills in technical writing, copywriting, copy editing, and proofreading. So you see, it's a bit of 2 3 lines with you explaining who you are, what you can offer the company, and what your career goals are. It's just as simple as that. You just make it so that the recruiter can consider you for that particular position, and you're highlighting your best qualities in that simple first paragraph, so that again, you should remember that it only takes 5 to 6 seconds for a recruiter to look at your CV. So it's always best to have the most relevant information in the starting of the sentence. Moving along is the employment history. This is what you add in your employment history. Some of us probably have not yet started working, or probably are doing part time jobs, or maybe they've just recently graduated and are still considering what they want to do within the job market. So, some of the things that you can highlight on your CV if you do not have any work experience so far is your internship. If you've done any internships or part time jobs, those are the things that you can highlight on your CV. And make sure that you include relevant job related facts that are within your field that you're studying, or that are within the job description. So make sure that you list the company name, the job title that you've worked for, dates of employment, the start date. If there's an ending date, make sure you've added it into the internships that you've stated. You could also add your volunteer experience. You could highlight your experience working with probably a non governmental organization or a community outreach center. Those are the things that you can highlight on your CV. Make sure that after you've listed the titles of the company and the dates, mention the role that you've played within the organization. What have been your accomplishments? These can be in bullet form of 2 to 3 bullets, explaining what your role was, what those are responsibilities that you had, some of the accomplishments that you made while doing that volunteer work with that specific organization. The other thing that you can add, again, if you do not have experience or currently have some bit of experience within the job market, is freelance work or project works that you've worked on. Probably it can be something that, if some of us are writing academic work, maybe also probably you're working as a virtual assistant for some particular abroad company, remote company. Those are the things that you can highlight on your CV. Make sure that you describe the scope of work, and again, remember your responsibilities and some of the accomplishments that you've had while doing that specific work. The next thing that you should also add to your employment history, again, if you do not have experience, is your campus leadership roles, if you've had any, or maybe membership roles that you've taken within the events that you've had within campus. You can state with your the clubs that you've joined, student organizations, events that you've probably gone that have equipped you with skills like teamwork, leadership, and organization skills. These are great things that you should highlight on your CV, especially if you're just getting into the job market. These are the things that recruiters consider when it comes to looking at one CV. Again, you can also highlight your skills and how you've been able to develop your skills within a certain period of time. Reflect on your communication skills, problem solving skills, time management. Give examples of how a good communicator you are. What problems have you solved within your scope of professionalism? If you're a time manager, what have you reflected to ensure that you keep time? Those are the things that also you should highlight on your CV. Achievements are some of the things I talked about. Again, an example, impact. Make sure that you're impactful when it comes to your CV. Make sure that you're reflecting the right wording so that the recruiter is able to understand that you're a very equipped person to work alongside an organization or a company. An example, you can say increased club membership by 30% or improved event participation. So these are some of the accomplishments that you should highlight, or achievements that you should highlight on your CV. It's very important to always remember, reflect the best of you, showcase that you're capable of being selected as a suitable candidate. Your CV matches the job description, it highlights everything that you can do. We spoke about what to include on a CV, and now we'll get to talk about what not to include on a CV. What not to include is very simple. As I stated earlier, there are things like your personal information. Previously, you could see some CVs we could include personal information like your ID, your marital status, your religion, your gender. But nowadays, it's easy to keep it simple because sometimes CVs sometimes go through a system called the applicant tracking system. So it's always good to make sure that your CV is simple, concise, and has the right information. So these are the things that you should not include. A headshot can go either way. You could include it if the job description states that you should include it, or you're within probably looking for jobs that are okay with placing your headshot on the CV. Things like jobs like with, let's say, in marketing or content creation, design. Those are the things that probably you can add your headshot to your CV. Other jobs, it's not really advised to add your headshot or a photo of yourself. Just make sure that you do not add these specific personal informations on your CV. Neither should you attach the said personal informations to your CV. I've seen in some cases where people attach their certificates onto the CV. Well, the job description clearly states that they only want to look at your CV. If they probably state differently, that's when you could add that information together with your CV. So it's always good to read the job description very carefully and articulately, and make sure that everything is highlighted. You can highlight the JD and see what the recruiter is looking for. So you ensure that your CV has those certain keywords that they're looking for. Also, do not include your religion. Make sure that whenever you're looking, if you're applying for jobs within different countries, you can check out what they're looking for within their CV. You can do a bit of research and see are these things are these bullets what they're looking for within their CV? Am I supposed to add them? Yes or no? Those are the things that you should skip out, especially. Just ensure that your CV has the right information, including your probably location, remember your name, your contact information. So never, just ensure that your CV has left out these certain key points. Um, I would say when it comes to other aspects, there's also aspects of when it comes to writing your CV. So sometimes we have a hard time knowing how to write our CV best and what to do when it comes to writing our CV. What should we take? What aspects should we use? What to do? So when it comes to writing your CV, I would say always remember to keep it short. Remember, if you do not have ample experience, you don't have to have a 3-page CV or a 2-page CV. A 1-page CV is possible enough. It can speak about who you are in volumes. Just ensure that it has the right wording. So always keep it short to 1 page, a maximum of 2 pages if possible. But again, if you do not have the ample experience, just keep it to 1 page. The position, remember to position yourself for this particular job. Make sure you use relevant keywords. It's always good to use keywords. You can check out those certain keywords to use. Probably you can use Google. You can check out some action verbs that you can use on your CV just to highlight what the recruiter is looking for from the job description. It's always easy to write your CV accommodating the job description, and that will help you always have a good CV lined out. Highlight your key experiences that match with the job description. Look at the job description, see what they're looking for. If it's an entry level position, make sure that you've highlighted your skills with what they're looking for. If they're looking for a problem solver, state instances where you've solved problems and how you've achieved goals while solving said problems. So ensure that those specific bullets are always highlighted, as well as impact. Impact is I spoke about is quantifying your achievements. Avoid cliche phrases. There's some cliche phrases like provided. Make sure that your CV has impactful phrases that are result based, and they always sound like more so accomplishments rather than just responsibilities that you did on a day to day. Ensure that they have the right matrix. If it's numbering, writing, make sure that your CV is very result based, because sometimes a recruiter wants to look at what you've achieved over a certain period of time, even as a student leader or someone who's worked part time. What have you accomplished within that range of your work experience? What skills have you gained during that certain experience that you've had so far? Review your CV. Always give a peer to look at your CV. You can also seek out free professional reviews where that you send in your CV, and they're able to tell you the mistakes that you've made on your CV. There's also one with Brighter Monday. You can check it out, where you just send in your CV. They look at it, they give you a brief review on how to improve your CV. And if you feel like you're not the best person to write your CV, you can also check out professional writers who can be able to assist you in writing your CV and accommodate the CV to the job description that is highlighted. Seek feedback, ensure that your CV doesn't have any no spelling mistakes. The grammar errors are not there. Make sure it's punctuated well. Revise and edit. The same case when you're doing your research in school, or you used to do your research. The same applies to your CV. Always ensure it has the right information, the right option, the right wording, so that it applies to said job description. Engage employers once you send the CV. You can send them via email. Make sure that you always have a specific email designated for job applications. It's always advisable to have an email or a telephone number that is designated for job applications, where that you know if I'm applying for a certain job, I know which email to look at, or on a daily where I can check out if any recruiter has searched for me, has called me up for an interview. It's always important to check those out, especially when it comes to sending out CVs, because some of us might not remember which companies we sent out our CVs to. So it's always good to have that in a notebook or in a Word document, where you're listing all the jobs, the job titles and the job positions that you sent out your CV. That way, you're able to take initiative and network with some recruiters on platforms, and also follow up with professional emails with said recruiters, so that you can see if they've considered you for a specific job, if they've called you up for an interview. It's always good to have that in mind. Just having that option is very good. I think that's about what takes to have a good standing CV. It's not very complicated. There's so much research that you can do, that you can highlight. There are also various wordings that you can use to highlight your CV. I'm sure after this brief explanation of how to write your CV, some of you might have many questions. You can just list your questions down, and we'll be able to give you ample feedback on what to do if you have any. And thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my brief explanation of what to do when it comes to CV writing. Thank you.
Fantastic. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. That was incredibly insightful, Nicole. Really, really awesome. If you're just joining us right now, we are here courtesy of the Safaricom Hook and Brighter Monday initiatives, which is basically an initiative that is aimed at empowering youth across three different pillars. And the Brighter Monday is involved as a partner within the careers pillar. So today we're talking about how to position yourself, how you can stay ahead when it comes to job applications, positioning yourself for future opportunities, and excelling in your career. So, this is such a lovely opportunity. And if you've been a part of these training sessions that we've had, or even been following the Safaricom Hook initiative closely, then you've noticed that there's something very consistent about this program. There's always goodies, and today there's no exception. This is going to be one of the most fun activities we're going to be doing today as well, beyond learning about the CV. So you have an opportunity to get some bit of airtime. I'm going to share a code right now. So for those people who are really good on their phones, this is going to be an opportunity for you to get some credit in your phone, enough for you to do some googling, as Nicole has advised, for those areas that you wish to get some more information regarding CV writing and the concepts we just covered. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's see some reaction in the chats. Give me a reaction if you're ready for this next surprise that's coming your way. Please prepare yourselves on the phone. I'm going to be reading out the code, so please listen carefully. The first code is 6592 6966 6524 3364. Let's see who's gotten that. If you've got it, just give me a reaction in the chat. There we go. Anybody? Do you want me to repeat it? Should I repeat? I don't see anyone who's gotten it yet. Okay, let's go again. 6592 6966 6524 3364. Somebody says, I got 50. Congratulations to you if you got it. All right. Let's see who else is attentive. 4875 9799 3339 0062. Somebody's saying already used. I don't believe so. Here we go. Who has gotten the second code? Let's see. So someone just typed the code itself in the chat. That shows you're really paying attention, which is very good. But that was the previous code. We're on to another one now. So let's see who's gotten that. Hopefully someone got it. I'm going to go to the third code. There are many, so strap yourselves in. The third code. Here we go. 9724 8288 7079 9534. Nani Mshindi. Let's go, guys. I hope someone is getting all these codes, because if we release a recorded version of this meeting, it might go to the luckiest listener at that point. I have two more codes. So here we go. I'm giving you the fourth code before we move to the next part of the engagement for today. That's 4673. 46. Sorry. Let's start again. Just press pause. Mali umefika. Okay. I'm starting afresh. This is the fourth code. 4673 8778 7440 1161. Guys, I really want you to get this credit. Please. Please confirm if you are getting it. All right, last code. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Here we go. 7502 9069 3108 5919. There you go. So, how many people got it? Let's see. Oh, I got now used. Some people are sharing codes. Some people are saying it's already used. Well, if it's been used, stand by. There's going to be a lot more coming your way. I have some more codes to share with you guys, so stand by. I promise I'll make sure that many of us get it as much as possible. We're getting ready to switch things up. And over the next few minutes, we're going to be talking about job hunting tools and strategies, employability skills that I know you already have right now that you can use to your advantage. I'd like to invite over the next speaker to walk us through each of these things, especially looking at the way things have changed in today's digital age. You've heard Nicole talk about drafting a CV or crafting a CV that's ATS compliant. This next speaker is a seasoned expert in the concept of digital recruitment. So you might want to hear from this special individual from the Brighter Monday team how you can leverage online tools and innovative strategies to help yourself secure the best opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce the next speaker. His name is Joel Juma. Welcome, Joel Juma. Over to you.
My name is Joel Juma. We'll be going over employability skills, but on a different angle. So this is quite a surprise that we have someone in the building who is our recruiter here at Bright Monday. Regina, I don't know if you can hear me. It will be a pleasure if you take us through how to basically ace the interview process. Regina, if you're there, kindly just confirm if Regina is there, and then we'll go on. Regina will take us through the interview process. She's a recruiter. She's done this for quite some time. She's seen I don't know how many interviews in her lifetime. Quite an awesome lady here with us. Regina, if you can kindly just take it up from here and just show us how we're going to ace the interviews that we encounter in our lives, because I know maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, someone will be called in for an interview. Regina, if you can hear me, kindly just take it over from here.
All right. Thanks, Ally. Thanks, Joel. So, yeah, so I'm here to help you get rid of those shivers whenever you hear that I'm going for an interview. I'm here to help you sleep peacefully, not take the whole night preparing for that interview. So, that today we are going to talk about understanding the interview process, and then what should I do when preparing for that interview, and then what research should I do when going for that interview, and what questions to anticipate for when going for that interview. And also, lastly, professional etiquette and presentation. How should I present myself? What are the do's and don'ts when going for an interview? All right, Hillary. All right. So, in terms of types of interviews, you've had people who call you on call and they talk you over through the just that's the interview process. And then you've had video interviews where it might be Teams, it might be Google Meets. Some people also go on WhatsApp. And then you've had in-person interviews where people ask you to go to the offices. And there are also panels where you get to meet four people, maybe senior management, or even four people that just want to meet you, are interested in knowing what who is the person that you want to onboard. And then in terms of different interview stages, we have the screening. What do I mean when we talk about screening? Screening is just when an interviewer calls you, and it's usually a brief call, 5 to 10 minutes. What do they want to know when they call you for screening? They want to know if you have the right skills. They want to know if you have the right experience before they move you to the next level of interviews, where now they'll take you for an more in-depth conversation where they want to know what specifically you are doing at this company, what specifically you are doing at this role at, and probably what specifically is your field of study, but probably at university level, at diplomat level, what did you cover? And then there are technical interviews. This will go for people that probably have done IT, or even let's talk about accounting. You might be given an accounting technical interview, or probably a written assessment, just to test how good are you at accounting before we move you to the next level of interviews. This might be written. And then when you talk about IT, they might give you a coding test just to test you how good are you at coding before they take you to the next level of interviews. And then they are behavioral and cultural fits. These are mostly written tests. They want, and usually you get questions or yes or no questions, and they want to test how good are you in, if we get to let you come to a company, how will you fit within our culture? So these are usually a yes to no answers, and yeah, they're written. And then the purposes of these different stages and interview stages are to assess skills, personality will come to behavioral and cultural fit, and then also fit for organization, as I've mentioned. If we take you in, will you be able to fit in an organization? Or probably our organization is a very, people who are vibrant, and probably if you come in, if you're an introvert, you'll get to struggle. So these are the things that usually are tested when it comes to pre-interview preparation. So what do I get to do in preparation for the interview? Let's ask ourselves this question. So first, for me, I'll say go through the job description. what are these guys looking for? What do I have to offer? Go through the JD, get to know what are they looking for, what kind of experience or relevant experience do I have, and that will be able to match. And then go through your CV. We don't want to ask you a question and say, in your CV, it says that you are able to use this type of ERP or this type of system, and you're like, did I really write that in my CV? No, we don't want that kind of situation. So go through your CV, get to know what is in your CV, and then also prepare relevant job achievements. Some interviewers may not ask you what are your achievements, but you should find an opportunity to go out there and say, I was able to do 1, 2, and 3. Don't wait to be asked. Put yourself outside there, make yourself different from other people who are being interviewed for the same role. And then also prepare for common questions. For example, every interviewer will tell you, tell me about yourself. How do you answer this question? You don't want to tell me, you don't want to tell an interviewer, I live in this place, I'm married, and this what. Tell them what is relevant to the JD. And how do you go about this? For example, is that I have this much of experience, I've worked in this and this role, which is relevant to what you're looking for. And then also yes, just prepare for the relevant interview questions that you might be asked. Hilary, if you can go on to the next slide. All right. All right. Professional presentation and etiquette. This is very, very important. I think Nicole has touched based on this. And just to emphasize on it, you don't want to go for an interview and you are looking not well kept, and they're thinking you are the face of the company, or how will you present our brand? So this might be quite an issue. You might have the right skill set. But then again, when it comes to presentability, there's a question there. So for me, I'll say when going for an interview, do soft and neutral colors. For example, we can do beige, and then avoid bold patterns. I'll give you an example. We were at a meeting somewhere, and there was a painting that was just right beside us. So the painting was a young boy taking alcohol, and one of the people that were in that meeting was very distracted, so we had to move the meeting to another place. So this is just to show you the relevance of, you have to get that interviewer to get the attention into what you're saying, rather than what you're wearing, or rather than the bold patterns that you are wearing. And then also be mindful of your body language. You don't want to fidget a lot. Fidgeting might at times seem like you are uncomfortable, you are not prepared for this interview. And then also swinging on the seat. Swinging on the seat, obviously, as an interviewer, it would be like, you're wasting my time. What time are we finishing? So are you really prepared for this interview? Are you really interested? And then also, it's good to interrupt when something is not clear, but wait for the interviewer to finish before interrupting, because interrupting can seem a bit rude, because it will be like you don't want to finish, or maybe you know what I'm already going to say, so it's a bit rude. So let's be mindful of such things. And then also arrive on the meeting, or at the interview, be it a video call, be it in person, arrive 10 or 15 minutes earlier. It just shows that you are ready and you are really interested for this interview or for this job. It's quite rude when the CEO, or maybe the HR, or maybe the interviewer has to wait for you, or maybe gives you a call, or where are you trying to join. And for instances, when we use things like Google Meets, Teams meeting, I mean, they can be quite complicated. So try to join early so that you test these things. And if there are any hiccups, you can always call someone and tell them, hey, can you help me in this? Don't try and solve them when that time has arrived. All right, so on to the next one. We are doing about so the next important thing is researching the company. Why is researching the company an important deal, or why is it a big deal? I'll be interested to hiring a person who knows about the company, who knows about the values, so that they're able to integrate into that. I don't want to hire a person who will come and join the company, and then after a few months they tell me, "Oh, I'm not quite comfortable with this value. So it's good to do a research about the company, and also to protect yourself. Well, you don't want to go in a company, maybe the working culture is not that good, and you've just joined and you're like, oh, I wish I didn't join. I wish if I knew the culture was this toxic, this would have been a different mood. So it's good to do that. Understand the mission, the values. Go to their website. If you want to check, you can check on Glassdoor, you can check on LinkedIn. Go to these professional sites. Go check how are people talking about the CEO. How are people talking about the hiring manager or the company culture right there. Especially Glassdoor does justice to this. And then also check on the industry. What is trending? What is maybe is Brighter Monday not doing? And if I join Brighter Monday, what value will I be adding that I've seen in other industries? All right. Familiarize yourself also with a recruiter. For example, if I'm in the hiring team, go to my LinkedIn, check about me, and then also maybe this will make you a bit comfortable when meeting with me. It's not like you're meeting someone who's quite someone that you don't know, although we haven't met in person, but at least you have a glimpse of my experience. You have a glimpse of what did Regina do in campus and all that. And then also maybe you can tell around questions around that maybe might be of interest to you. On to the next slide. All right. All right, so let's talk about anticipating about interview questions. I think I've spoken already about one. This is tell me about yourself. So when we talk about tell me about yourself, in a nutshell, I'm just looking forward to you telling me what is written in your CV, but in 5 minutes or 2 minutes. And then also, tell me about yourself is tell me what I've already had a look at your CV. So what is not on your CV? What is not on your CV? Maybe I'm not detailed about your achievements. So this is what I'm looking at. I don't want you to tell me, as I've mentioned, I'm married. I go to this church. Tell me what is relevant to the JD. And then also tell me questions like, why do you want to work here? I mean, just as I've said, go through the company website. You can say, I went through the company website. I read about your culture. I read about your values, and I read about your mission. I'm a person that stands with this kind of value, and a person that really I'm looking forward to champion the mission and the vision that you have for this company. This is why we tell you to go through the company website so that you're able to know how to answer these questions. All right, tell me about your strengths and weaknesses. We all have strengths, we all have weaknesses. But then again, when it comes to weaknesses, don't say something that might make you lose that opportunity, although it's good to be honest. But maybe you can say, I'm very strict when it comes to timelines, when it comes to deadlines. That's a good and also a bad thing. And so it won't really burn you when it comes to you being selected for the next level of interviews. Behavioral questions, these are things that probably they're not technical questions, but we are looking at how suitable are you in terms of when it comes to teamwork? Are you a person that really can work within a team? When it comes to problem solving, are you a person that really can think on your feet? And then also conflict resolution. I don't want to bring on board somebody that right now, if I decide to get on a fight with Li, we will not really solve it amicably, but we'll want to throw in blows. So think about situations where you've been, in a place where you are in conflict and you are able to solve it amicably and professionally. There's a method that really works, which is situation, task, and action results. So what does situation, task, and action results really entail? So what this really entails is you have to describe this in. So let's talk about, for example, I'll ask a question. Talk to me about a moment where your integrity was questioned. You'll have to give a scene and probably the necessary detail. This is where I am. There was probably this invoice, or probably there was this petty cash issue. And then talk about the responsibility, that your responsibility in that issue. So you can say, I took up that somebody wanted me to probably give out money without recording it. I was able to put it on email, and do this, blah, blah, blah. So this was you talking about your responsibility in that situation. And then also action, explain what steps that you necessarily took to address it, and then the results or the outcome of the situation. out of that. I've already spoken about technical or specific roles, so I won't touch base on that. And then final tips for success. Confidence is key. Um, I think an interviewer is able to read if you are quite confident in what you're talking about. And when you talk about confidence, if you're confident in what you're talking about, it means that you have done this before and you're quite conversant in it. And then also be genuine. Most of the time, you'll find that people are not really genuine in how they're answering these questions. For example, if I come and say, have you been able to use this type of CRM? Have you been able to do digital marketing? Let's say, for example, I know as an interviewer, I've sat down with the hiring manager, even if I'm not a digital marketer. So I'm able to understand, what does digital marketing involve? What does maybe this, how does this CRM work? So when you lie to an interviewer, they're able to catch it. And probably at times you hear them cut the conversation short and say, we'll call you right after. So you don't want to have that situation. It's better to say, have not acted on this, but I'm willing to be trained and learn on it. And then also, don't speak negatively about a previous employer. So most candidates like to do this. It's good to say when people didn't treat you fairly, but then again, I don't want to hire you and then something, just because of something small, you'll go and brand my company negatively. So let's take caution about that. And then be honest about your work experience and skills. This is just in line to what I've just spoken about. And then stay calm under pressure. I know at times when you have 4 people or 5 people in a panel, it can give you a lot of pressure. So for me, I'll say take several breaths. Know the people that you're going to meet. Go on their LinkedIn, research about them. This will help you. Or probably confidence, going through the JD, this reduces the tension also. And then practice, practice, practice. Get somebody, even your friend, go on a mock interview. Just tell them, how am I answering these questions? Do you feel like I missed on some things there? So that's it from me. I hope this was quite helpful. All right.
Yes, indeed, Regina, that was very helpful and quite insightful. Thank you for that wonderful walkthrough of how we can approach interviews. Basically, you've given us a walkthrough of the interview process, how we can research the company. You've helped us address some of the interview questions that we can expect, and generally how to approach the concept of etiquette and presenting ourselves during the interview session. Thank you so much for that. That was beautiful. If you're just joining us, this is a courtesy of the Brighter Monday and the Safaricom Hook initiative. I'm seeing a number of questions and comments coming in. Thank you so much for that engagement, everyone. I just want to highlight some of the most outstanding comments I've seen here that touch on the subjects we just covered that I think are worth mentioning. I see a question from Evelyn Onyango. She asked us earlier, and this is probably something that the next speaker will help us address. She basically said, I've been applying to several jobs, but no organization calls me for an interview. What could be the problem? Sorry, I think that could best have been addressed by what Regina's just shared. So I hope, Evelyn, that you've gotten some of your questions answered. And if there's anything that you feel that needs to be highlighted a little bit more, just addressed a little bit more, please feel free, engage us right there at the comment section, and we'll make sure that all of those questions are answered. Is the webinar recorded for future reference? I'll leave that for our technical team to advise. How do I know that the CV is ATS compliant? That's a question and comment from Evie. Evie, is it Evie Kale or Kale? Forgive me if I'm messing that name up, but yes, any tools you'd suggest to uh, run my CV there before I send out applications? Got my CV revamped professionally. Yeah, Evie, I think what you can do is take advantage of the Brighter Monday CV writing services. I think in a few short minutes, you'll also get a walkthrough of how to navigate that with your profile on Brighter Monday, so that you can get a review on your CV. They're completely free, and get some insight into what can be done to adjust it even further, just so that you have an opportunity to use that CV to open doors to your dream opportunities. We're all here rooting for you and basically ensuring that you reach your dreams and your goals. So let's move on. Bonus, I see all attendees get a free CV review. That's of course true. You can get a free review on the Brighter Monday platform. Again, I think something that we will be able to cover in more detail as we proceed. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce without further ado, because we've been here on the call for too long. Let me introduce the next speaker. His name is Joel, big expert with Brighter Monday's digital recruitment solutions. I had introduced him earlier, and over to you, Joel. I think just take it away and address some of the concerns that I see coming up on the chat area, if you can.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ellie, for that. We'll be taking you through a bit of more information on your job search or on your career path, because at the end of the day, you might be working, but in the process, you're also trying to build your profile, you're trying to upskill, you're trying to reskill, or you're trying to just learn something new to add as a bonus to your experience. So in light of that, we'll be going through the Brighter Monday landing page. At the same time, I'll also be taking you through the Absa Ready to Work program. So that is also another surprise. We're introducing you to another partner of ours, that is Absa. They've come in a massive way. They have a whole app. They have a whole landing page to that. We'll be looking at that in a short while. Might be able to just go through some of your questions, but we'll try to reserve that for the Q&A session that is coming up. So for now, what you're going to start off with is the Brighter Monday Learning. This is a very awesome opportunity for someone who is trying to build their profile. As you're trying to grow professionally, it's good to leverage what is available to just add on to your CV to bridge the gap time, because there are sometimes it happens you've graduated and you have this gap period of say 1 year. What have you been doing in that 1 year? That's where this comes in. You need to show what you've been doing in the past 1 year if you are not employed. Maybe you are in an internship, you are in some learning project, and that's why we have Brighter Monday Learning page for you. So this is just but an online platform. It has various courses, it has certifications, and also training programs that we've partnered with other companies or other professionals in the industry to just bring you more value to what you have in your CV. So when you get on there, you're going to find a wide range of courses, from professional development and technical courses. You'll have some soft skill courses, you'll have leadership courses, and you'll have time management courses. If you realize what I've just mentioned earlier on, all these courses that you are mentioning are some of the things that will come to buff up your CV. Because when they are saying they're looking for someone who can do time management, you can be there bragging, saying, I've not done only time management, or I'm not just a good time manager, I've even done a course to it. So it means I'm satisfied when it comes to time management. When you're saying you're good at communication, you can add on a certification from Brighter Monday that says this person completed this skills assessment course and they scored a 90, meaning they are so good at communication because it takes you through what the industry needs in that specific area. If it's a soft skill, is it a professional development area? So be sure that when you jump on Brighter Monday Learning, you're going to get a lot of resources for you. So we have a QR code that is displayed on the screen. So you can scan that QR code on your phone. Just go to your browser. there's a camera icon that you need to click on it to scan the QR code. It will take you to the landing page. So if you're not signed up to Brighter Monday, make sure you sign up, create a profile, then you'll go to your landing page and you'll continue, pick it up from there. Another interesting thing is most of these courses, they are very flexible, that you can set your own timing. When you complete it at a certain stage, leave it at there, come back tomorrow. It's not like a normal class that you have to complete a whole 2-hour session at a go. You can do 30 minutes, break it down according to your pace, because you might be trying to do other stuff on the side as you try to learn. So it's very flexible. And then the kind of partnerships we have on this type of courses are very interesting, because recently we did, as Brighter Monday, we did Vijana na Kilimo. We did another one that Ibis kwa Vijana. Another interesting course that we have there, we have the types of GIZ, we have the likes of Absa on there. We have Ajira coming on. There's another interesting one called Be Your Boss coming up on that platform. So make sure to check it out. If you can't scan the QR code, please just go to www.brightermonday.co.ke. Start your learning. It's going to upskill you. It's going to take you to the next level. Director, if you can kindly just move on to the next slide. On this next slide is just a more breakdown of what you're going to find on the landing page. So if you've accessed the platform, if you've logged into your profile on Brighter Monday, there's that area where you go to resource center. And the resource center, I remember just earlier on, someone mentioned about professional CV services. So we have both paid and free. So for free, you're going to get what we call a free CV review. What you do, you just upload your CV on there, and then it's going to rank, the system will go through your CV and give you a full comprehensive review to that. So that is under Resource Center. There's professional CV services. If you select, you'll see that about the CV. I believe there was a question about that. Now back to Brighter Monday Learning. If you want to learn, just go to Resource Center and go to My Learning. When you access My Learning, you're going to get the courses. And as you do that, I've seen a question here. Are the courses free or payable? That is Judith Odongo. Thank you so much. I think all of our courses are free. All of our courses are free. That's the better news that you can hear today. There is the good news, but now the better news is most of these courses are free. And what you just need to do is commit your time, complete the courses, do the assessment, and once you do the assessment once you do the assessment, that's when you're going to get the certification, because you can see under the note there is upon the completion, and when you have a successful pass rate, because there's a pass mark you have to hit, and then you can get a certificate that you can download and print. You can add it to your LinkedIn. You can have a link and just add it to your LinkedIn. These are the courses that I've completed. And another interesting thing is some of these courses are embedded to WhatsApp. So when you access the courses on your phone, you can be doing them on WhatsApp on the go, because we understand with the invention of technology, we have WhatsApp interactive bots. So some of the courses, this one I was trying out yesterday. So when you click on it, it will redirect you to your WhatsApp. Just all you need is to read through the training material. Some videos are uploaded there. If there's a download, you can simply download it there, but it's very easy. You can just carry it on the go. You're commuting to your daily hustles on a matatu. You're just seated at home going through your phone. You can be doing a course on the go. So if you're logged in on your browser, you still have the access to your courses. You just go to Resource Center, go to My Learning, and you're good to go. So that is about the courses. They are very interesting. So feel free. So I see another question here. How long do they go for? So different courses have different timings. The moment you jump on the courses, it will tell you how long the course is going to take. And then it will allow you to now break your time down, go stage by stage, because you can find there are courses that have like 5 stages. So when you complete stage 1, you can take a break, come back tomorrow. It's as per your own timing. So someone was asking, I can see JK Life Coach asking about the courses still. Upon completion of a course, do you require any cash to facilitate certification. So if there is any, we'll communicate. But for now, if you jump on the courses, they are all free. So that is what you need to know. All the courses are free. Just jump on there and start going on with your learning. It's going to really rank you up. For example, if I manage to do the courses, Hilary, if you can kindly go to the next slide, we're going to look at some of the courses that are on there. So there is one where you can learn how to manage your business money. Another interesting one is how you can set up a business. We have something for BrighterMonday soft skills. So there are more courses. When you jump on, these are just but an example. We have something to do with digital skills, how to become a global gig worker. We know the gig work thing, freelancers. I'm doing online writing and stuff. It's a very interesting thing that people are talking about right now. So we have a course on that. We have a course on entrepreneurship, a financial literacy course. This is something you can even tell your aunties and uncles who are struggling with their small business at home to just sign up for that course. It's free. It takes about 2 hours and 10 minutes. Jump on that. So that's about Brighter Monday learning. And now on to the next one. Before I go on to the next one, allow me, Mr. Director, to give out airtime voucher. So someone asked, how do you use the codes? So it's very easy. You just dial *141* and then wait from there. Just key in the codes. So I'm going to give one airtime, and then from there, that's just as a break. Then we'll go on to learn about Absa Ready to Work program. That's another partner that has just came in. We have goodies from Absa as well. Eli will be talking about that. We have some merchandise. Lots of merchandise. I see boxes and boxes of merch lying here that we're going to be giving out. So here's the code for the airtime just before we go on. 4774 1781 8415 1444. Who has gotten that? If you're fast enough on your fingers, and then we'll go on and just look at what Absa is bringing on board. So if you're in this session, you're going to come out here not the same person as you joined, because you've learned about CV, how your CV should look like, what should not be included in the CV. You might have been including your marital status, your religion, uh, stuff like that. Just know that that's not supposed to be on the CV. We've also looked at interviews, how to ask the interviews, how to present yourself on the interviews. Very important aspects of what to consider, what to just throw off the window about interviews. And then now we've looked at Brighter Monday learning, and the next you're going to introduce to you is Absa Ready to Work. Let's go over Absa Ready to Work. What does it entail? So Absa, as a partner for Brighter Monday, have come in huge to just create a whole platform that is going to change your life in a very massive way. Um, so the interesting thing people are asking is, how do I get on board on Absa Ready to Work? It's very interesting. So we're going to give you airtime, and we're going to also get you some match. So for this one, it's not going to be the same way that we've been reading out the codes. Sawa sawa. So what you need to do, you are going to go on Play Store. Just head over to Play Store. If you're using iPhone, you'll go on to your App Store or your iOS store. You're going to download the Absa Ready to Work. Absa Ready to Work, that is the app that we are looking for. If you're on this chat, for the ones who are attending the call or this session, just go to the YouTube description area for this particular session. There is a link there. If you happen to click on that link, it will redirect you to the Absa Ready to Work platform. Click on it, you'll see the icons or the widgets for you to download the app. Download the app. The person who is going to download the app, just send us a screenshot or confirm that you've downloaded the app. Mr. Director will confirm. Are they able to send us the screenshots of the downloaded app? Okay, sawa sawa. So if you've downloaded, just write I have downloaded, and once you've downloaded, I'm going to we're going to send you directly an airtime voucher over to you. So just go on to Absa Ready to Work. Go to your Play Store, search Absa Ready to Work, download it. I can see Ansime you've downloaded, Joseph Otunga, Johnny Otieno, K. Keep going, keep going. Download the app. We're going to track them on our end. For those ones who have downloaded, you're going to get an airtime. And this time you're not going to read it out. We're going to take down your details from the chat. I can see Anthony, thank you so much. We have Vincent Bet, we have Frank, we have Christine. So what you're going to do, I'd like to send you the airtime right away. So go to Brighter Monday Instagram page. Just search Brighter Monday Kenya. It's our verified page. Go to Brighter Monday Instagram page. I think the director, are you going to drop a link of our Instagram page on the chat? And then the people who have already downloaded, just screenshot the app on your end. Open the app and screenshot it on your end. Download, screenshot, and share it to Instagram. So we are going to move the engagement there. Our director has dropped our Instagram link on the chat. So just look for Brighter Monday Kenya on Instagram. Once you get Brighter Monday Kenya on Instagram, screenshot and send over. Follow us and then screenshot and DM us. That's what you're going to do. So go to Brighter Monday Instagram page, follow, screenshot, and then DM us. We'll send you the airtime. We have lots and lots of airtimes. So the first 5 people we are going to send, the first 5, just remember the first 5. So be quick, download. You're going to get airtime of 150, the first 5, and then we'll move over to reading the airtime codes now. All right. That's super. So let's go on. We're going to unpack the Absa Ready to Work, see how it's going to help you in your journey. So this is a very interesting platform. So if you're on a laptop, unfortunately, you might not be able to download it. So I'm saying Cassie, Abednego, this is an app because what we believe in at the current modern time is we are moving on the go. We are all Gen Zs, and we know Gen Zs are moving on the go. So since you're moving on the go, we want you to have the app. And if you have the app, it means you can access the Absa Ready to Work. So let's unpack this and see what is Absa Ready to Work platform and what does it entail. So as a young person, you're set out to find employment, or sometime you might need to create employment. But as we look at this broad spectrum, you need skills to help you transition through from your education work now to the real world. So Absa Ready to Work, this is a platform that is targeting youths from 16 to 35 years of age. It was first launched in 2015, and then we started providing online learning experiences. We have 4 modules, but then they went on to increase the modules to between 4 to 8 modules. So these are some of the modules that we have. We have the gig economy, we have entrepreneurial, we have money things, we have digital literacy, we have computational thinking, and then we have tools for stress management. That's very important because in such a stressful world of employment and education, you need such. And also to top it to that, because of the moving economy and how things are moving in the world, we have some blockchain technology on that app. So what you need to know is we have some objectives. We want to make sure that you're going to have access to information. You're going to get soft skills. We want you to access job opportunities like internship. We want you to have exposure, and you want to have placements where you're going to get jobs. We want you to access market linkage because nowadays the market is moving fast. So you need somewhere where you can know what's happening in the digital trend. Another important thing that you're going also to find on the app is you have access to mentors and coaches. So annually, this whole program is targeted at reaching upwards of 250,000 youth with the impact of a 100 million youth to be reached by the next 1 year. So it's a very important platform. It's a good networking tool. If you're looking for work, if you're looking for gigs, if you're looking for internships, if you're looking for exposure, if you want to learn things about blockchain, we're all talking about Bitcoin, we are talking about digital currencies, we're all talking about gig economy. So it's good to download the app, get on there and see what it entails. So some of our learning modules that we have on the apps are ready to work. The e-learning modules, there are so many. We're going to break them down. Mr. Director, if you can just move on to the next slide. We're going to look at the modules that are available on Absa Ready to Work. The first module that we have on there is a module that helps you get ready to work. That's so basic. How do you apply for jobs? We've been talking about that. Now we're just adding more resources that you can go over through. How are you going to improve your money management skills? As a young person, we've gotten to an age where we have online shopping. Things are popping out on your phone as you try to browse, buy this, buy that. You need to learn how to manage your money. So on our e-learning platform for Absa Ready to Work, we have that on there. You have ways to work together. So we're going to develop people skills with that module. We have another module of how to become self-sufficient. We understand with self-actualization, as we age, as we transition, we are Gen Zs, we're trying to move over and become self-actualized. We need to be self-sufficient. We need to know how to set up our businesses. We need to consider self-employment at some point. We also need to know key things on how business owners go about to just run their business. The other day I was having a conversation with our CEO, Mr. Chris Otundo, and he mentioned something about some countries adopting models that by a certain age you must have opened and run a business. I was talking about Finland. In Finland, it's mandatory. By 16, you have to show us, this is my business, this is how I'm running it, this is the business plan, these are my financial records of how I've been running and learning through the business. So you have to be self-sufficient, and we have the model. So we are slowly getting into that age and time where we are moving fast with the world. On to the next slide, kindly, so that you can look at more modules that we have. So the other module that we have there, we have the core concepts of blockchain-based systems. So you're going to learn on basic understanding of some key related concepts. You're also going to learn the blockchain and how it's a powerful tool and how it's going to be useful in your life in future. And then you're going to just unpack and see how does blockchain affect your line of work. For example, if you're in tech, if you're in programming, if you're in coding, you need to know how blockchain is going to affect your life as a coder, your life as a programmer, your life as someone in the creative industry. At some point, you might need to know how to secure your money as you're trying to access various platforms on your phone. So it's good to have the concept. You're also going to learn how to solve logic problems, because with this time and age, you need to identify algorithms for simple problems, because nowadays, if we're not talking 1 + 1 is equals to 2, we are talking of 1x plus a variable like y is equals to y is equals to mx plus c. If you remember such kind of concepts, it's good to also have logic, problem solving knowledge. We're going to explore the so-called gigs and what gig employment means. Because at the time where everyone is talking digital, everyone is talking of, I'm doing my online stuff. I don't work. I just stay at home and make money using this application. I make money using this method. So it's good to have such kind of information with you. You're also going to learn basic understanding of what digital literacy means. How do you use the tools that we have for digital platforms that involve money? How do you evaluate the information from a wide range of sources? Because nowadays there's a lot of tools, there's a lot too much information to consume. How do you narrow it down? So you need such information with you. That's why we have Absa Ready to Work coming on board to just help you leverage on this. We have more tools that are in there. We have tools for stress management. You'll learn how to be resilient, how to just look at stress from a different perspective, because it's a really fast moving world. We can all agree to that. We can learn things about how to embrace change. We have things like creative thinking and creative processes, and things like creative problem solving. We are we are at the edge where every day when you wake up, there's a new challenge to navigate. Uh, Sorry to mention this, even with our current status of affair, a lot of things happening politically. So you have to be really creative on how you're going to resolve your own problems and not let them affect your wholesome being, because you're going to be an investor. You're going to be the greatest of all time in your career. You're going to ace it professionally. So such tools will really come into play to help you. So head on over to Absa Ready to Work, download it, go over it. There's a lot of resources there. At the same time, remember to also check out the Brighter Monday landing page, and this is going to be really helpful in your career journey. So I guess at this point, I'm going to wrap up my set of presentation. So we look at everything that we've talked about, and I'll hand it over to Ellie. We'll jump shortly into Q&A and just try to answer some of your questions. At the same time, we're going to be rewarding you with airtime. We're going to be giving you merchandise and stuff like that. So I already see some questions. Someone is saying, assuming I'm 40 years old, what's going to happen to me with Absa Ready to Learn? Unfortunately, we might not be able to accommodate you. But if you are that age, remember you have at that age, they say life begins at 40, right? At 40, you have people who are looking up to you. You might be having nieces and nephews. You might be having your own kids. Onboard them onto the platform. So that's what I'll say for now. Onboard them onto the platform. So if you are anything above that, there's no harm at all. You are a mentor. You are a parent. You are an uncle. You are an auntie. You are a big brother to someone. You have neighbors. You have people you interact with daily. You have a circle of people who might be younger than you. So at that age, you'll say you are a mentor. You are a very great mentor. And thank you so much for joining the session and mentioning that. So just remember that if you cannot be on there, let other people be on there, because they're your circle. You're growing together. You're trying to support each other. So about the age, don't worry about a thing. Just refer, add some people on there, and it will be a good thing to do. So I think I'm going to hand it over to Ellie. Just before I hand it over to Ellie, remember, for those who have downloaded the app, just screenshot it, send it over to our Instagram page, and we're going to send you over airtime codes right away. Over to Ellie as we try to jump onto Q&A session. Thank you so much. For that will be my time for now.
Yes, asante sana, Joel. That was very, very insightful. It's full of goodies. What a presentation. I see a lot of reactions to what you've just shared. That it is so fantastic. Thank you for engaging our participants right there in the chats. We see a lot of questions coming up and comments. Someone said earlier that Nicole did a really good presentation. I just thought we should announce that, highlight that. Thank you very much. The reactions to what you've shared, Joel, as well, are really, really high. And let me say, dope. Yes, amazing stuff. We've just downloaded the apps. That is a way to stay ahead of things when it comes to learning what else we can incorporate in our job application processes, in our job hunting processes, and even in how we can create opportunities for ourselves. So what Joel has shared is really insightful to that end, as regarding how you can get access to the training opportunities from the Absa training program. Thank you very much for those who've shared their screenshots. More airtime coming up. I think to that effect, I want to announce a few more codes. So get ready. For those who are wondering again how to use the codes, just dial *141 star, and then the code I'm about to share, followed by a hash, and that should get you the airtime. All right, here we go. I want to go a bit faster, so please pay attention. The first code is 8219 2132 1248 6179. All right, code number 2. I hope we've gotten that. Here we go. 9522 1261 6053 2645. All right, let's see who's getting it. Who's getting it? I'm moving on to the next one. Prepare yourselves. Code number 3, 6794 7987 0081 2161. All right, let's see who's fast. Who's fast enough? Are we getting it? Aya, twende. Nawapatia ingine tena. Kwa wale walikuwa wanasema kila mtu apewe 20 bob. That was a comment from Joseph, right? Let's move on. 2956 6506 1078 4946. All right, let's see who's getting it. I don't see any reactions, guys. Come on, who is getting the codes? All right, I have another one. Let's go. 3663 1671 8954 9745. Who are the lucky winners? Okay, so while you're working on that, we have a few participants who managed to win some airtime from Joel's presentation. This is John Kennedy. John Kennedy is our winner for the downloading challenges that Joel just walked us through. We have another winner. His name is Joseph Otunga. Congratulations to the winners. I have another winner as well, Nesh. Thank you very much for engaging with us. Congratulations to you. I have another one, Kiniga Kiprop Kelvin. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. I want to announce a few more who've also won airtime from the challenges from Joel's presentation. We have Lavi, Kelvin Ngogi, and this I think is a username, but I hope you know who's behind the username. Please make the relevant steps to retrieve your airtime. This is Slawson Boy. What a funny name. But yes, as you think about how you can present yourself for future interview opportunities, just think about what we've just covered. And that should help you go a long way in establishing yourself as a professional, using the tools that we've just covered right here. If you'll allow me, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have more credit I want to share with you. Airtime. Lots of goodies, ladies and gentlemen. So prepare yourselves. I'm announcing a few more codes. Yes, as we prepare for the closing remarks. Here we go. The first code is 8219 2132 1248 6179. Code number 2 959. Sorry, let's start again. Code number 2 9522 1264 6053 2645. And then we move to 69947987. Oh, sorry, I think I'd announced these codes before. My apologies for that. These are the new codes. These are the new codes. Are you ready? These are the new codes. 3966 9609 7959 5583. Code number 2 2754 0580 9624 5013. Ndio ingine 12, sorry, that's 1249 8438 1684 3809. Another one 2653 0570 3227 6996. Haya, twende ingine 8916 8108 8821 4040. Who's getting it? Do we have any winners? Do we have any winners? Do we have any winners? Somebody says they've downloaded. Thank you very much for downloading the app. I swear this is rigged. Nimekajaza kwa zote inasema tu code used. Haya. Bado mzapata. Haya, ndio ingine. Here we go. These are not used codes. These are fresh codes. So I think some of you are really fast and you're using it to your advantage. And here we go for the others. 6097 1911 3618 8869. Tuko na ingine 3067 3613 3237 8294. Bado. Haya, hii ndio ingine 8916 9109 444 6 7292. I'm sure no one can complain of rigged, huh? At this point. I'm sure all of you are winning. There's so many codes. I have two more. Listen, 0037 7317 5788 6774. There's more. 7603 5075 4368 1794. They're very fresh codes. None of them are expired. I want to see who's winning. Please motivate me right now. Somebody says, I got 50 bob. Imagine we have winners. So you too can be a winner. Nimepata 50 bob. Total 150 already. That's a very fast individual. Consider wenye tunatumia simu and can't use split screen. All right. Considering you, I have some more I want to share before we close. 1744 4484 4088 0647. Tuko na tutaanza tena 4370 3743 0664 9914. Code 31441 6456 9370 9968. Halafu 5683 4874 6853 0855. And finally 2956 7507 2146 3165. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. What a lovely afternoon. What insightful information we've just received. Amazing. I'm sure we'll continue the engagement. For those who are still downloading the app, please engage us on our WhatsApp. Share the evidence of your downloading, and we'll share more airtime vouchers for you. A good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us here, courtesy of the Safaricom and Safaricom Hook initiative and Brighter Monday and the Absa Bank as well. We're so grateful And we hope that you've learned a thing or two and you've benefited in one or two of the aspects that we've just discussed. Look at how you can implement that directly into how you do things moving forward. And I can guarantee you, you can start realizing your future using the information we've just shared as soon as now. Take advantage of now. Here we go. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful week.